Bells will be ringing. The glad, glad news. Da, na, 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 na. Do, 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 do. Please come home for Christmas. Oh, please come home for Christmas. Oh man, dude, it's the holiday. It's the holiday time. We've made it. We've made it right back around to the holiday time. Holiday times are very special. You need to be, listen, it's easy to get down. It's easy to get flustered up. It's easy to get flustered. Because, dude, you got so much going on right now. You got your truck's out of gas. Your wife's vehicle check engine light just came on. That didn't happen to me, but, thank God. Dude, things will just pile. They will accumulate. They will accumulate all over you. They'll accumulate you from head to toe. And you'll have a mound of things that you've got to accomplish real quick. You ain't a kid no more. You have bills. You have things to accomplish. You got little babies that need presents from you. And guess what? You're not going to get the credit for it. A jolly fat man with a beard's going to get the credit for it. And you're going to have to eat a plate full of cookies. You're going to have to eat a whole plate full of cookies to make it look like he was there. Or if you got a good frisbee arm on you and you got a thicket behind your house, as I do, you can step out back and just and sling them. You can pitch them down into that thicket and feed a little gerbil. I stole that from Theo Vaughn, the gerbil thing. I heard him called gerbils and gerbles. A little gerbil. You can fling them babies down in there and feed a little field mouse. A little field mouse will he's down there going, these nuts and berries ain't no good. And then just gets whomped over the top of his head with a chocolate chip cookie. And he gets a little Christmas present. So your kid thinks Santa come in there and munched down your cookies, and a gerbil down in the thicket gets him a chocolate chip. So it's a win-win-win-win-win scenario. The only one losing is you, because you got to pitch them down there. You got to wrap stuff at like 2 a.m. Fingers crossed that your youngin' don't wake up and come in there and like, Daddy, what are you doing? Why are you wrapping presents at 2 a.m.? It's just the times, man. It's the times. You got a lot to do, and you need to take yourself. You need to take yourself and daggone get it together. Make it jolly. Whether it's jolly or not is up to you. Say your dog died, or you blew out a tire and you can't just plug it. No, you blew it out and you just bought them like a year ago. You got to make this jolly even if things aren't that jolly. That's something that I struggle with it. Usually I'm pretty good about it. Usually I can just deflect crap, and take it. Get through things. But sometimes I can't. Sometimes it gets to me. Like anybody else. And I gotta get better at taking the crap. Because things will just build. You stub your toe, your favorite pair of underwear's got a hole in it for no reason. I ain't carrying razor blades around in my pants. Why is there a hole in this? Something breaks, one of your lights goes out, you gotta get in there and hope you got one left to replace it. Just boom, 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 boom. Things happen like back to back to back, and then all of a sudden you go, and you blow up. But the blow up it don't help. It don't help. You need to let off a little steam in a healthier way. Don't blow. Don't blow. You got a lot of stuff to do, man, this time of year. There's it comes and goes and comes and over and over and over. The house is dirty. People are coming over. Your wallet is it's on life support. It's going boop, 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 beep. We're losing him. Clear. Trying to get your wallet back to life. That's where my wallet's at right now. My wallet is putrid. It is dried out. It's like a raisin that you left out in the sun. You sun-dried that bad boy, and then you put it in a dehydrator, and then you smoked it on 225 for 3 hours, pulled it, and then smoked it again. And then put it in a jar with those little silica gels to suck out even more moisture. That's what my wallet's like right now. It's like a little crumb. You could probably eat it and just crunch it up, you know. That's like where my wallet is at right now. It's ridiculous, man. Bells will be ringing. That's where we're at. We gotta power through this. But don't worry, we can do it. We all need to soak this in as good as we can. Because how many more of these do you have? How many more of these with Uncle Randall do you have? How many more Christmases are you going to get with Aunt Joan before Aunt Joan dies of a massive heart attack because she couldn't get off the sweet tarts in McDonald's? You never know when it could be the last. It might be your last one. You might, I don't know. You might die. You might have something happen to you. And could you imagine being a little sour baby all Christmas, ruining everybody's Christmas, and then you die? That's the way you leave your people, being a little sour rump during Christmas? How could you be a little sour rump during Christmas and then key haul over and you ruined it? And that's everybody's last memory of you is you as a little sour rump right at the end, right at Christmas. And you didn't get anybody any good presents. You didn't spread no holiday cheer. You died. You key hauled over and left everybody with just a bad taste in their mouth of you because you're a little grump. You're a little grump. You stubbed your toe. The hot water heater broke on you and you let it get to you and you became a little grump, little sour rump, and you ruined everybody's Christmas. Your little nephew, Janice, just wanted a Care Bear for Christmas and you burnt it all because you're a little baby. Like, come on, get it together. I know people go through things and things happen. Life is a certain what, like I said earlier, things accumulate on you. They'll accumulate and just beat you down. And I used to think, I went through a little spell. I was like, people are they're the way they are for the, whatever. But I've hit a new spell of toughen up. Toughen up. And you might not be able to toughen up unless you have somebody tell you to toughen up. I had this thing in my head. I was like, they're this way because of all this stuff that's happening to them. They've got to this point because of blah, blah, blah. But maybe I can use my platform to redirect them to toughen up. And I don't have a very big platform, it's not huge, but it's here. And if it makes one person toughen up and save their niece Janice is Janice's Christmas and she gets that Care Bear that she asked for, then it was all worth it. It was all worth it. One little person heard me and said, you know what, he's right. I'm not going to be a little baby. Tires aren't that expensive. Things aren't that bad. I ate this morning. I'm not starving. I might not have hot water, but I have water. And I will get hot water again. We need to toughen up. You got to toughen up a little. Not this woe is me. Me. Everything's bad. All this would only happen to me. Shut up, you little baby. Shut up. Don't be a little baby. You think you're the only one with problems? You ain't. You isn't the only one with problems. I'm telling you, you get to know people on a deeper level, not just like the friendship type. Oh, it's good to see you, man. What have you been into? Everybody's going through garbage. Everybody's just pushing their way through a dumpster. And the only difference in somebody that's chipper and doing it good and somebody that's just getting beat down by it is their mindset. You have to become comfortable being uncomfortable. That's something that has helped me, is if you become comfortable during like terrible garbage situations, you're never uncomfortable. You're like, yeah, this is it. This is what we're doing. There's no way to get out of this. I have to just trudge on through it. What am I going to do? Curl up in a ball and die? No. Toughen up, dude. Toughen up. Take yourself and toughen yourself. Something I've liked doing that has helped me immensely. And it seemed like for some strange reason, wintertime, Christmas, birthdays, blah, 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 is a little more stressful. It's a little tougher on you. And for some reason, I usually work out, I lift weights, exercise, whatever. I do all these things to punish myself during like the hardest time of year. And for some reason, it helps me get right through it, dude. I just get right through it. And one of the biggest things is taking cold showers. Take the one thing that is just so overwhelmingly comfortable. Like a good hot shower. When it's cold outside, your little fingy tips they're brittle and cold. You wouldn't want to smash them because they'd probably break. They'd just shatter like little ice cubes. And you get in that hot shower and it just washes away all the coldness. But you take that hot shower, delete it, and make it a cold one, you will come out, you come out of a hot shower, things are okay. Like, it's decent. We're baseline. You don't come out of a hot shower like, yes, I can do anything. That don't happen. You come out of a hot shower like, whew, man, that was relaxing. But you take a cold shower, turn that thing all the way cold in the dead of winter. Trust me, I know you're hearing me, you're like, I ain't doing that. That's stupid. Take my advice. If you only take my advice one time, take this advice. Get yourself your little tokus. Put it in your shower. Don't cheat. Don't tiptoe around it. Don't try to, ease into it. Get under that shower head like the person you need to be and just turn on the cold. No hot. Don't try to balance it. You're already trying to come up. If you're considering doing this, congratulations. You're one step in. And this is not for the benefit of, this is for like no physical benefit. So we're not even doing this for cold shock proteins. We're not doing this for developing brown fat, blah, blah. No, we're not doing any of the scientific stuff that this is supposed to do. Get that out of your head. Take it and just get it out of your head. You're doing this because you're tough. Or you're developing your toughness. Do it just to prove to yourself that you can do it. Don't even barely turn on the hot. Like he said this, but I'm just gonna give me a little warm. No, because you'll know in your head. You're like, I didn't do it. I didn't do what he actually said. Turn that thing just on cold. Stand right under the head and let it blast you. Hold in the scream, because you're going to want to go, oh! You're going to want to go and start hyperventilating. Just breathe through it. If there's somebody in the house with you, don't let them know you even took a cold one. Don't even be in there going, oh! Just toughen up and take it. Bear your cross, bear your burden alone without letting anybody else know. Blast yourself with that frigid cold water. And I promise you one thing, when you turn that shower head off, like you took your shower, don't just stand under it for like 30 seconds and get out. That's a step in the right direction, I guess, of what I'm saying here. But what I would do is like actually force yourself to wash your entire body with soap and all that. And don't rush. Don't rush. Don't just swap a couple times with the soap bar under your armpit and it's still kind of chalky feeling from the deodorant. No. No. Scrub that armpit until it's just slick as glass. We're not trying to get out quick. We're trying to prove to ourselves that we can handle this. No problem. Willy-nilly. Cold water? Psst, hit me. Come on. Give me that bread. Blast me with it. You will come out of that shower feeling like you can do anything. I promise you. Preferably do it first thing in the morning. Wake up, blast out of bed, and be like, I'm going to go torture myself for 3 to 5 minutes, however long it takes you to take a shower. And I promise you, the little things that happen throughout the day will not bother you as bad. I don't know how it works. I don't know why it works. But that is just, dude, I can't explain it. I don't have the scientific data here to support what I'm saying. But what I do have is my own anecdotal experience, which means my own personal experience here. Sorry, I used a big word. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I know some big words here and there. But seriously, just try it. Just try it. I tell some people, I'll mention it to them, be like, you should try taking a cold shower. And they'll just like, it's almost like you asked them to shoot themselves in the foot. They're like, what? You can't do that. You can't be doing that. Trust me, you do it and you will be like, what is the big deal with this whole situation? Why am I worried about being negative in my checking account? Is it really that bad? That's what your mind just goes, or my mind. I'm not saying yours will too. I hope it does. I hope it helps you and you're like, wow, he was right, dude. I feel like I can retake, the homeland or whatever. And I don't know what it is. I don't know why it does it, but it does something. It does something to you, and it will make you resilient. I have heard from some other like sciencey type podcasts that I listen to. I've heard them mention, and I might be talking out of my butt here. I don't know, but I know according to them, there's a part of your brain that will grow. It will literally grow larger and stronger if you make yourself do stuff that you don't want to do. Now, it can't be like working out. If you get to working out and you like really like it and it's not a challenge at all for you to do this, like, yeah, sure, I love it, got to do it. It's not really like that. If it's like that cold water, no matter, even though you love it, like you'll grow to love it and be like, that just makes me right. You will never, I promise you, or at least I can't, you will never get to the point where you're like, I can't wait to do this. You're always like, oh, I can skip today. In the back of your mind, you'll be like, nobody's even going to know if I don't do it. No one's going to know. You'll always have that in the back of your mind. Like, I can just not do it. Nobody's knowing. It's a secret. It's my own little secret. I didn't do the cold shower today. But that's the thing, that if you overcome that, that part of your brain, allegedly, according to science, will actually grow. And you'll get better at doing things you don't want to do. Like, you're procrastinating. I find myself a lot of the times I'll have like 20 things to do, and I'll have one really important thing that I don't want to do so bad. And I'll find myself doing the other things on the list because I'm procrastinating doing that one really boring whatever thing that I don't want to do. And I find during the wintertime when I'm like forcing myself to work out, because I don't really like working out. I never really have loved it. Sometimes I get in the zone, and I'm like, yeah, get these muscles. But a lot of the times I don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it at all. And if I do these things together, man, like the winter, I don't know why it's winter. I guess it's just like a depressive, sad, stressful time. But for some reason, I always divert to doing this. I'll go through this spell, and I wish I could maintain it all year and just keep on doing it. But I hit this spell to where I get like on a self-improvement warpath. I start eating good. I start exercising and sleeping better and taking cold showers and just forcing myself to do things I don't want to do. And I become a productive powerhouse. For real, like on a serious note, like that, there's something to that, man. Just try it. It will be miserable. That water will be so cold. The top of your head will get numb by the time you get it wet. Soap it up, rinse the soap out of it. The top of your head will literally be numb. If you let the water like hit your face, your eyeballs will start to get like cold. You'll be like, this feels weird. Like my actual eyeball itself is cold right now. Still working. And just try it. Give her a shot. See if that helps you get through this. When you come out of that shower, you will feel like you can do anything. It is unlike anything else. And another benefit, apparently it's great for your hair and skin. That's what they're telling me. And lastly, if you take a boiling hot shower, you shut that water off. I don't know about you, but every time I'm like freezing to death. So that's one thing, like one reason that you're probably thinking like you could never take a cold shower like that. You'll die because you come out cold from a hot one. But you take a cold one, shut that water off, and you'll be like perfectly warm. You're like, yes. You won't even be that cold. It's crazy. I don't know what it does. And it makes you handle the cold better too. Like I can wear a t-shirt out in the cold for hours. You just deal with it because it's really not that bad. You figure out through doing that, that cold's just really not that bad. Especially in like where we're at, and if you're at your house or close to a vehicle or something, like you can warm back up. It's not that bad. And you'll just get in the zone, man. You'll get in the zone. And when that hits, it's like a snowball effect. You're like, stubbing my toe is really not that bad. My child backsassing me is really not that bad. Now I can handle that backsass better without just blowing up on them, being like, no, and start screaming. Which I think is the better way to do it, Like tell your kid like, hey, don't talk to me like that. There's no sense in that. Be better. And, I feel like that works better than just yelling at them, screaming at them for no reason. They'd be like, this guy's crazy. Yeah, try the cold shower. Get in the zone. And just become what you were meant to be. In other news, I made a coonskin hat. If you're watching this, obviously you can tell that I have a coonskin hat on. I just got a wild hair day before yesterday. I was like, how can I make this Christmas memorable and terrorize my wife at the same time? I was like, I could make a hat out of an animal fur. So I immediately went to the drawing board and I was like, do I want to go bomber style beaver pelt hat with the ear flaps that I can tie up, and it looks like I got a 5-gallon bucket on my head when it's all fluffed out? Or do I want to do the classic Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett, whichever it is, coonskin hat with the face in the front? And that's what I did. I opted to go coonskin. And I should have videoed it, because I actually blew my mind making this thing. Normally, like, if you follow me along, or you know me, I do a lot of little things. I'll make a lot of stuff. I'll just get an idea, like, I want to make a knife. I'll just go make a knife. But most of the time when I do little projects like this, I hit wall after wall, or I'll mess something up and have to go back and fix something. It's just kind of the way it goes with crafting stuff that you've never crafted, because you're kind of just going in cold. You don't know specifically what you're doing. You're just coming up with it as you go. It's a fun thing to do. I love building stuff. I love just coming up with stuff and being like, I want to make moccasins. And I'll find some leather and I'll just start sewing stuff together until I figure it out. And a lot of times I mess things up. With this coon hat, dude, I just come up with my own pattern and just started rolling with it. I was like, I'll sew it here and I'll cut this and I'll have that link there. Used one coon hide. Let me get this thing off so you can see it better if you're watching. But this is a coon that I trapped like a year ago, last winter around this time. And I just had him like sitting over the shoulder of this chair here. And he was the one I used because he had a big thick winter coat. But I cut this pattern, man. The top pattern's like an oval shape and the face just hangs over the front. And the side and the front piece were 4 inches by 12. Yeah, 4 by 12 rectangles. And I left the bottom rectangle, the tail, I left it attached like that. So that way, this is like one piece here that goes all the way around to there. This is one piece in the front that goes all the way around to there. And then the head and this oval top piece is all one piece. And this thing will melt your head off. I just started sewing it up and I was like, do I want to line it? Like, do I want to put a liner in there? And I was like, if I have time, I'll do it. I just wanted to make sure I got a hat in time to wear to like the Christmas party. That was the big goal. So, it worked out. I got it done. And then I was like, man, I could just line it. But I just went through my closet and all my stuff and like threw away a bunch of old flannels and stuff. I threw away one that would have been perfect for this. It was like blaze orange and black, real thick fleece type flannel. It would have been perfect for the inside of this hat. But I texted Mom and I said, hey, does Dad have any old junky flannel shirts that he don't wear anymore? And she was like, yeah, I'll get you one. And the one she got, oddly enough, like, let's try to show the inside of that. I can't show it too good because this is a podcast, but you can see like it's actually lined in there with that flannel shirt, and the seams came out so good on it. Let me turn it inside out. If you're watching, I'll keep talking though. That way, if you're just listening, it still sounds cool. But I just took that piece of that, took a section of that flannel shirt that had like a pre-made seam on it, like the button side, cut all the buttons off. And just worked my way around, man. Just kept stitching and moving things until it all come together. And when I got done, I've surprised myself with this hat. I'm like, dang, I could sell this thing because it's pretty flipping cool. I tacked it in like 3 spots on the top there to keep that from falling down and being weird. And there's the end of that actual shirt. That's like the bottom part right there. And I just sewed my way around until I got, and then just flipped it back out. And there it is. The coonskin hat, man. Should have videoed it because there was no like videos of people lining it and just coming up with stuff on the fly like that. Everybody had like a specific pattern where they were cutting everything out. And, it was people that like really knew how to do it and had all the proper equipment to do it. This was like none of the proper equipment. This was an old shirt. Sewing thread, 2 different kinds, like big thick wax thread and thin black thread, and the pelt, old shirt. That was it. super glue. Used a little bit of super glue on my thread knots to keep them from unraveling. But yeah, man, that actually came out so dang good. Like I blew my mind when I made it. Yeah, I was thinking the whole time, like, I'll jack this up. I'll have to go back to the drawing board. And I went through this entire hat like without a hitch. Every move I made on it was like the perfect move. Nothing went wrong on the whole project. It was crazy. Super cool. But yeah, now I can terrorize my wife through the whole holiday season and never take this hat off. I don't want to remove this hat for nothing. Like, I want to wear this hat permanently. I want to sew it to my head. In other news, man, I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. If you follow the show, if you watch the podcast on the tube, because I started putting them on the YouTube. If you watch the hunting videos, if you watch any of the YouTube stuff, the shorts, the funny stuff I make, I appreciate the heck out of everybody, for real. Like, a comment on a YouTube video saying like, thanks for uploading this, means way more than the small amount of money that it brings in. And by small, I mean small. Most of these videos are lucky if they ever make $50 over the course of their life. Like, you know, like a really hard to make video that I put together. So yeah, like if you comment on any of that stuff, if you like it, if you share it to other people, if it helps you, dude, that means, let me know, because that means the world to me. When I make something for somebody or whatever, people use it and it helps them do whatever they're trying to do. That's something that hit me pretty hard over like the past few months. I was like, man, why am I trying to make these videos just to put them out? Because I never wanted to do how-to stuff that much. But now I've kind of hit a new turn. I'm like, I want to make more how-to stuff, because what's the point of this unless it's either entertaining people or helping people, you know? But I've just been having fun with it, and I appreciate everybody. Appreciate all of y'all for following along and just staying with me over the years. The podcast is going to keep on cranking. I'm going to keep cranking them out. Probably not once a week. It's probably going to be more like a, every 2 weeks kind of thing, because I've got a few little side projects I'm wanting to get started at the beginning of the year, and I want to work on them and just quietly release them over time and knock this stuff out. There's a lot goes into this stuff, man. Like even the podcast, you got to record it. You got to set everything up. You got to pull the card. You got to pull the video footage. You got to edit it all. You got to put it together. You got to upload it to the thing. You got to make a thumbnail for it. It's a lot of work. So if you do like the show and you're a fan, I appreciate the heck out of you. Share it to a buddy or something. Let them know. Because if it grows, it incentivizes me to do more with it. And then I can make more stuff, because I'll have money to make the stuff with. I take all of the money that any of this stuff brings in, and I've dumped it back into the system. Like I've bought cameras, I've bought this podcast equipment. I bought all this podcast equipment with TikTok money. I've never taken any of the money. I just buy more stuff to make videos with. But I appreciate you, love you, appreciate you, thinking about you every day and night. And I hope you have a dang Merry Christmas. Just a banging Merry Christmas. Goodbye.